So it looks like Lil' Kim is not back on good terms with Faith Evans because she just mocked Faith's super toxic relationship with Stevie J.
People know me and Remy well enough that if we're going to talk about somebody, we're going to say their name, we're going to address them, we're going to make it that or whatever. We just making music. We doing what we do.
Kim is clowning Faith and calling her out for being a hypocrite by staying in a toxic, messy relationship, even though she beat Kim up more than 20 years ago over a toxic relationship with Biggie. But did Kim's clowning go way too far this time, and did she really expose Faith for cheating? So Faith Evans has had her fair share of unhealthy relationships since Biggie Smalls, and it doesn't look like it's going to get any better. It's been one toxic relationship after another, but her latest marriage to Stevie J just might be the most toxic of them all. It was so toxic that Lil' Kim, who has more than her fair share of toxic relationship, is clowning Faith, so y'all know how bad it had to be. Now Faith and Stevie J go way back to the 90s, but they got back in touch in 2016 when Faith decided to record an album titled The King and I. It was a collaborative album between her and her first husband Biggie Smalls because it featured unreleased vocals by Biggie. She worked with several people on the production of the album, including Diddy and Stevie J. Well, Stevie caught feelings while they were working together and he started trying to put the moves on Faith. Now remember how I said they go way back? Well, their connection back then was pretty deep because Faith was signed to Diddy's Bad Boy Records and Stevie used to work for Diddy as a producer. Oh, and don't even get me started on the fact that Stevie is also godfather to Faith and Biggie's son CJ Wallace. Yeah, this last part definitely made things weird, and I kinda get why Faith didn't want to pursue a relationship with him because it is definitely awkward. But the main reason she never wanted to date him was because she knew of his messy history with women, since she used to give him advice on how to deal with his multiple exes and baby mamas.
I first met Stevie actually before he was even a part of the Hitman. I think we just became really good friends early on because I would be telling him stuff. I'd be hearing him talk about his baby mamas and I'm like, child, you better call her, and you know, just always kind of trying to tell him the right thing to do.
But he didn't relent and even got some of her closest friends and family to talk to her.
It took me a minute to even be like, okay, well, maybe I'll come out here and go on a date with you, or maybe I'll go to dinner with you. But it was a lot of like, I don't think so. And he really like pleaded with me and all of my, close friends, like, please, like, I've been loving her for years. I just never would disrespect nobody, but she's just always been there for me and never judged me. And I kind of melted a little bit.
Now that seems cute and all, but there was already a lot of mess going on before they even started because Stevie was in a relationship with a woman we all know as Jocelyn Hernandez. And as if that wasn't bad enough, Jocelyn was pregnant with Stevie's baby around the time he started putting the moves on Faith and they started dating. And it's not like Faith didn't know, but it clearly didn't bother her that much at all. Now this was one of the first big red flags that the relationship was going to be toxic as F, but Faith either didn't read the flags or see them, or she just chose to ignore them completely. They started dating around mid to late 2016, and apart from the whole part of him leaving his pregnant girlfriend for her, things were pretty great between them. Well, for a few months at least, because in February 2017, he was taken to court for not paying child support for his 6 kids. He was sentenced to 3 years of probation in order to pay over $1.3 million in restitution. As if that wasn't already bad enough, a woman named Liz Gaspari came forward to expose Stevie for cheating on her with Faith. She claimed that Stevie lived in her house while he was attending court for his child support. And again, it's not like Faith didn't know about this because Liz claimed that Faith harassed her and even smashed up her car. She said he ran to scum to be a scum with a scum who uses 25 fake numbers and texts me insulting comments, calling me ugly, smelly, etc. Meanwhile, Stevie telling me how ugly Faith is. They are both ugly people. He and Faith better spend the money they made at this place and fix my Bentley that they smashed. Yeah, I kinda see why Lil' Kim has been mocking Faith because this is a hot mess, but we'll get into Lil' Kim's part in a bit. Liz also exposed Faith for sending mean texts to her saying, she attacked my looks over and over. It shows who she is. She sent me positive pregnancy sticks via email, harassed me on my cell, sent DM maid with fake emails, fake phone numbers. At the end of the day, I am not on The Bachelor competing for Stevie J. At this point, people in Faith's inner circle could see the red flags flying very high, and they wanted her to leave before things got even more toxic. She tried to listen to them and broke things off with Stevie.
I just felt like I'm not sure that you're really ready. And I'm mature enough. I mean, I was mature enough going into it. Like, I know there's a 50-50 chance it may not work out. So I'm also smart enough to see when it's time for me to
fall back.
And I did.
But then that breakup did not last very long, and Faith ended up taking him back after only a couple of months. And this time, Stevie was not leaving anything to chance. In 2018, they were in Las Vegas when Stevie proposed to her. And when I say proposed, I mean he asked her to marry him right then and there in their hotel room without informing her friends or family. I mean, they didn't even have wedding rings. This was also a major red flag, and it kind of seemed like he was rushing her into marriage before she got the chance to speak to her people in her inner circle. He knew that they disapproving of him would have convinced her to not marry him. I mean, even her own children didn't know about the wedding. Yeah, that's a lot of red flags written all over it. Well, 2 days after their marriage became public, Stevie's baby mama Jocelyn exposed him for proposing to her only 1 month before he married Faith. Jocelyn posted a screenshot of their conversation where he said, "Will you marry me?" And she replied, "I'm actually trying to marry someone else I really like. I'm sorry, I tried it with you. I'm liking someone else a lot." Stevie then replied, "Cool. Damn, I love you, Jocelyn. You stupid little B." Proposing to someone else a month before getting married is very wild, and it kind of suggests that Stevie was cheating on Faith before they got married. But Faith didn't respond to this, and it seemed like they were working things out. Well, until a year into their marriage, when rumors of breakups started to go around. In 2019, they unfollowed each other on social media, and Stevie fueled the rumors with some weird things he posted on Twitter. He said stuff like, "Drunk people always speak their truth. One's insecurities can damage them, and all that glitters ain't gold." While things settled for a while after that, he soon got people confused all over again when he tweeted, "Trust no B," and found out that no woman is faithful. Knew that, and it's a blessing to know. This got cheating rumors going around again, and he tried to claim that he didn't make those tweets because his account was hacked. But we've heard that excuse too many times to believe it. But then things got insane in 2020 after TMZ reported that Faith had been arrested by the police after an argument between her and Stevie got way out of hand and turned violent. The cops reported that when they arrived at the scene, Stevie had a lot of visible marks and scratches on his face. Faith was arrested on DV charges, but she was released on bond after a few hours. The charges were later dropped because Stevie refused to testify against Faith. But if you think that that means the marriage was going well, then baby, you better think again, because Jocelyn slammed Faith a couple of months after that, accusing her of cheating with several men. She wrote, "B, you a hoe. Your own husband told me, and my husband last week, you cheated on him with young men, and you do all the time. And FYI, you been sucking Stevie's D for years, even before I dropped his sorry butt." This caused so much strain in their marriage that Stevie eventually filed for divorce a few months later. Now, this all happened about 2 years ago or so, but insiders are now spilling some major tea about how Lil' Kim reacted to Faith's toxic marriage. We all know that Kim used to have an affair with Faith's first husband, Biggie Smalls, when he was married to Faith, and it looks like Lil' Kim hasn't entirely gotten over their silent feud. An insider revealed that Kim finds it ironic that Faith used to shame her for sleeping with Biggie, but Faith herself ended up sleeping with a man that was in a committed relationship and expecting a child. Even worse, Faith stole Stevie from his baby mama Jocelyn and went ahead to marry him, only to get stuck in the most toxic relationship ever. Allegedly, Kim also finds it ironic that Faith turned out to be also a cheat after giving her so much grief back in the day. Apparently, she feels like it's karma's way of dealing with Faith. People left comments saying, "Let's talk about it. Lil' Kim has never slept with any of Biggie's men nor engaged with any of that entourage as anything more than family. Faith Evans married Stevie, the man who was clicked with Biggie the night he died, and before. Faith had no loyalty. All I'm trying to say is Faith Evans looks stupid with Stevie J. Chicks be desperate. And Stevie J and Faith Evans are the older version of Blueface and Krishan Rock, just toxic for no reason. Okay, y'all, so now I got to know what y'all think about Lil' Kim trying to shame Faith for being disloyal and mocking her. Do you think that Kim is kind of being hypocritical? Let me know your thoughts on this message drama and then check out this next drama.